How's it going, friends? Reckless Yuki here. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. And about 4 months ago, I purchased a lot of mice and a lot of mouse pads, trying to figure out which is the best for FPS gaming. And I compiled this list based on what the top CSGO players use, as well as what other YouTubers recommend as their favorite FPS mouse. Now, this video is going to go over one specifically, but if you'd like to know which is the gaming mouse overall, as far as for FPS games, then definitely check out the video in the link in the description. I basically went over all the 8 mice that I tested and compared them based on categories such as comfort, weight, and performance, since those are the 3 categories I feel are most important when it comes to competitive first-person shooter mouses. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the review, and if you're interested in that video, be sure to check out the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the review. Here we are with a close look of the FinalMouse 2016 Ergo Classic. And before we get into my thoughts and opinions of this mouse specifically, we're going to go over the basic specs. Now, it has a Pixar 3310 optical sensor. The DPI can switch between 400, 800, 1600, and 3200 with the press of this DPI switch here. The polling rate of this mouse is stuck at 500 Hertz. The advertised weight of this mouse is 74 grams, which is the lightest mouse that I have as far as the advertised weight. But when I did my gaming weight with the weight of the mouse, including about 1 foot of cord, it came out to 94.27 grams, which is surprisingly heavier than the advertised weight. The grip type of this mouse is designed for claw type users, and the design of the mouse is an ergonomic right, so it's not going to be very comfortable for left-handed users. Now, the feel of this mouse and the finish, I have to say, is decently nice. On the top here and for the clicks, you have this rubberized kind of feel here, this rubberized type of paint. So it definitely does feel grippy enough, where on the sides, it's just this really cheap glossy plastic, which I'm not necessarily a fan of. On here, there's these little kind of dimples to really allow your thumb to grip on the mouse so it won't ever slip out. So they did do a lot of design here to make sure that it is preferable for any type of ergonomic user out there. And the clicks of the mouse feels pretty nice. Like, I have to say that whenever I'm playing a game and I'm trying to fire or aim on someone, the responsiveness I feel from the clicks definitely lets me be reassured that I am doing what I'm intending to do. So I have to say kudos to FinalMouse for the Omron switches that they added in here. Now, the weight of the mouse when I'm moving around, it doesn't really feel that much different than the other mice that I have. I personally like the Tournament Pro better than this mouse as far as the weight. I could kind of feel the weight a little bit, just slightly. That mouse is definitely a little bit lighter, but it's nothing that is going to be compared to something like, I don't know, a G502 with all the weights added in. That thing is just kind of ridiculously heavy. But for the most part, this mouse is pretty lightweight. Now, the responsiveness of this mouse, like many of the FinalMouse mices out there, they take a lot of time to calibrate the sensors with their own custom firmware. So even though this has a 3310, like a lot of other mice do, this one feels a lot more responsive. I wasn't really aware of it until I finally got all the mice in and I started messing around with them, playing games, kind of getting used to one, switching it up. And I came to realize that I really like how FinalMouse has done the mouse, and whenever I'm playing a first-person shooter, it definitely feels responsive. I never feel that it's the mouse's fault whenever I miss my target. I always blame myself when using one of these mice, where if I use something else, it kind of makes me think that the mouse isn't as good as the FinalMouse, and I've been coming back to the FinalMouse. Like, when I first got these mice, I thought they were pretty gimmicky, and I didn't think that they're going to be worth it. But to my surprise, it seems to really kind of own up to it. Now, I'm not sure if this is placebo. I'm very skeptical when it comes to any peripheral, but I have to say that given time, I came to really like and enjoy the use and feel of these mice. Now, as far as like how it feels in my hands when I hold it, even though this is an ergonomic right-handed type of mouse, I'm not very comfortable with it. And the main thing that I don't like about this mouse is on the right here, it has this like kind of little annoying ridge, which I'm not sure what it's for. I think it might be there to kind of allow your pinky and ring to kind of grip it. But for me, it just kind of digs into my pinky and ring here, where it makes it uncomfortable after a long, basically an extended period of time. So I prefer not using this mouse over others, because I don't really like the fact that it has this ridge here. Now, everything else on the mouse is fine. Like, I put my weight of my palm right about in this region of the mouse, and then I have my finger, or my index finger and middle, fully extended as I kind of move around, and my thumb is fit nicely into this little nozzle right here. But on the right, it's just kind of, I just can't get over this little ridge here. I just absolutely don't like it. Now, as far as the shake of this mouse, like there's nothing shaking around in this mouse as I shake it. Now you're not going to hear it with my mic. My mic won't pick up any sort of sound really, but it definitely doesn't feel like anything is shaking. So it definitely feels like a solidly built mouse, even though the sides make it kind of feel a little bit cheap. There are no removable weights, so there's no adjusting of the weight unless if you want to debraid this cord to kind of make it a little bit lighter. But for the most part, it is what you get, and there is no programs or any way of updating the firmware of it. Basically, you just buy the mouse, and that's what you're stuck with. But thankfully, the guys over at FinalMouse really spent some time to ensure that everything was calibrated correctly to their satisfaction before shipping these. And I have to say, I haven't had any issues with the responsiveness or how I play the game, just mainly due to the slight uncomfortable nature that this little right-handed ridge gives. And like other Final Mouse or the other Final Mouse that I have, it has this blinding white light that's just always there, which isn't a problem as you're gaming, but once you take your hand off, it just hits you in the eye. So it's kind of annoying. So for the most part, that's my review of the FinalMouse 2016 Ergo Classic. For the most part, I really like this mouse, but I kind of like the Tournament Pro better just because this little ridge here and the fact that it's lighter. So anyways, let me know of your opinions. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear back from you, and be sure to check out my other mice reviews for if you're in the market of buying a mouse and if you want to find the perfect mouse for you. So anyways, that's it. Hope you enjoyed.